Hey guys, welcome to a bit of a story of my life. This is a bit of background about my education and my timeline of leading up till now, and also a bit of background within what inspired me and places that are really important to me. So to begin, this is my childhood home. This is where I grew up. This is still my childhood home to this day. It's where I live now, and it's where I grew and learned all kinds of new things and prospered and was able to be where I am now. Next, this is where I went to elementary school. It was called Evans City. So I can show you. They actually just tore Evans City down. So this building is no longer here. But this is where I went to elementary school when it was still around. They just tore it down a couple months ago because there's a new elementary school in Cranberry called Erman Crest. But this school was phenomenal, and I had amazing teachers. And this was where I went to elementary school up until 4th grade. Up until 6th grade, my brain. And it was awesome, and I loved my experience here and my teachers and the relationships I made and the ways I was able to grow. Next, one of the places I really connected to and learned a lot from was the Cranberry Township Municipal Center. This is where I did Girl Scouts. I was a Girl Scout for 8 years. I made it up to being a cadet. And then I started to get into my teenage phase of being like, I'm too cool for this, I guess. But I learned a lot about science, and I was able to have my meetings here weekly. And also the local library was here. And there also was a lot of local community events that occurred here that I was able to attend and that I was able to learn a lot about and connect to science methods and be able to prosper and be able to develop my strength and knowledge. The next place is the Carnegie Science Center. I grew up going here a lot. My mom would bring me here. My parents would bring me here a ton. I was able to make a lot of connections here and able to have a lot of different experiences and look through everything and see all the different ways of science in a fun way, but still learning. And I also went to some of the showings too as a kid. My parents would take me, and it was always a ton of fun. Next, this is where I went to middle school and high school, Seneca Valley. I learned a lot here. This is when I started honors classes, AP classes, and this is where I graduated from for high school. And then also Seneca Valley Intermediate and high school. Sorry, I didn't realize I forgot I did all three. But yeah, Seneca Valley Middle School, Intermediate, and high school is where I went for middle, intermediate, and high school. And the intermediate and high school are separate because there's so many kids. Next, I went to Duquesne University. This was the school I went to before Pitt. I majored in education here, and I was able to learn a lot of different things from my wonderful professors at the time. And they had a great school of education program. Next, I was at Langley Elementary during my time at Duquesne. I was able to do 25 observation hours here, and I was able to learn a lot as this was my first placement ever. And it was definitely a really great learning experience. I was in the 2nd grade classroom, and let's just say it was very different than anything I was used to. Next, I transferred to the University of Pittsburgh, and the reason I transferred was due to program like what I would be graduating with, and also just the program itself, the case program, really wowed me, and I really was turned to it. And I still am at this university up to this point, and I've learned a lot. I graduated with my psych degree here, and I've had really awesome advisors, professors, coaches, placements, and all that. So to go over a couple of my placements, I was at the Western Pennsylvania School for Blind Children. This was quite the learning experience. Apologies about that. This was quite the experience. I was able to grow a lot here and see a lot of high incidence disability, like special ed, and be able to help and learn a lot from the teachers and stuff like that, especially the art teacher. Next was environmental charter. I was in the kindergarten classroom here. This was definitely a bit of a different experience than anything I'd ever experienced before, because it was like they had a lot of different material than a lot of schools, like a lot of, like I feel like it says it in the name, environmental, but environmental tools that the students can use for future forms of education. Next was Brashear High School. I was in an 11th and 12th physics and chemistry classroom, learning support, and let's just say it was definitely really interesting learning a lot there and seeing how a high school operated, something I was never, ever had thought I would ever experience, but it was definitely worthwhile, and it was definitely a good experience for me. And last but not least, Foster Elementary School. This is my current placement. I'm here full-time, and I absolutely love it. I'm with first grade. I'm with Miss Phillips, my mentor teacher, and it is the best placement ever, and I love the kids. I love my mentor teacher. I really adore the curriculum. I think it's a great placement so far, and I'm thriving in it. So, yeah, that's a bit about me and what's led me up to this point in my education. Thank you.